welcome to the 7 Days Report Show. I'm your host, Vasilios Nikolaos Vitsilogiannis. Your reliable source of information is here every weekend at 12 and 21. We delve into the past week's major news and bring you all the information. Our show starts right now. President-elect Donald Trump has pledged to pardon individuals involved in the January 6th Capitol riot on his first day in office. In an exclusive interview with NBC's Meet the Press, Trump expressed his commitment to providing legal relief for those he described as having endured a very nasty system during their prosecutions. He stated, "I will act swiftly." First day, emphasizing the harsh conditions faced by those imprisoned following the events of January 6, 2021. Trump's remarks come as part of his broader campaign promise to free those convicted or charged in connection with the Capitol attack. He criticized the justice system, suggesting that many defendants pleaded guilty under duress, fearing lengthy prison sentences. "They're looking at their lives being destroyed," he remarked, highlighting the plight of nearly 900 individuals who have pleaded guilty to various charges related to the riot. In addition to his plans for pardons, Trump also called for jail time for members of the House Select Committee investigating January 6th, accusing them of dishonesty and compromising their investigation's integrity. As Trump prepares to take office, the implications of his promises raise questions about justice and accountability for the events surrounding the Capitol riot. Luigi Mangione, the 26-year-old suspect in the murder of United Healthcare CEO Brian Thompson, is currently fighting extradition from Pennsylvania to New York. During a recent court appearance, Mangione was denied bail and expressed his intention to contest the extradition process, which could extend for weeks. He faces serious charges including second-degree murder and multiple weapon-related offenses stemming from the December 4th shooting outside a Manhattan hotel. Mangione was apprehended after a 5-day manhunt, recognized by a McDonald's employee who alerted authorities. Upon arrest, he was found with a firearm believed to be linked to the murder, along with counterfeit identification and writings indicating his disdain for corporate America. Investigators are piecing together his movements prior to the shooting, which involved a bicycle escape into Central Park and subsequent travel across Pennsylvania. The case has sparked significant public interest and frustration among those affected by healthcare issues in the U.S., as Thompson's death underscores ongoing debates about the healthcare system's integrity. As Mangione prepares for his extradition hearing, law enforcement continues to analyze evidence collected during the investigation. Chancellor Olaf Scholz of Germany has initiated the process for snap elections, scheduled for February 23, 2025, following the collapse of his coalition government. On December 11th, Scholz formally requested a vote of confidence in his administration, a procedural step leading to the dissolution of parliament. The Bundestag is set to vote on this motion on December 16th, where Scholz is expected to face defeat due to the opposition's majority. The political turmoil arose after Scholz dismissed his finance minister amid disputes over economic policy, leaving his government in a precarious minority position with the Green Party. This situation prompted calls for early elections, with President Frank-Walter Steinmeier supporting the expedited timeline to ensure stable governance. Scholz emphasized the importance of allowing voters to shape future policies, stating, "In a democracy, voters shape the trajectory of future politics." The upcoming elections will focus on critical issues such as Germany's economy and national security, particularly regarding military support for Ukraine. Current polls indicate that the Conservative Christian Democratic Union, CDU, leads significantly over Scholz's Social Democrats, SPD, raising questions about the future political landscape in Germany. Russian forces are making significant advances in eastern Ukraine, inching closer to the strategic city of Pokrovsk amid intense fighting. Russian troops are reported to be just 3 kilometers from the city's outskirts, following a series of tactical gains that have pressured Ukrainian defenses. Ukrainian military officials noted that they successfully repelled nearly 40 attacks in a single day, but the situation remains critical as Russian forces deploy overwhelming numbers and advanced weaponry to breach defenses. This renewed offensive comes as former U.S. President Donald Trump warns that military aid to Ukraine could face cuts if he returns to office. Trump emphasized a shift in focus toward domestic issues, suggesting that continued support for Kyiv may not be prioritized under his leadership. This statement has raised concerns among Ukrainian officials who rely heavily on international assistance to counter Russian aggression. The ongoing conflict has seen Russia capturing numerous villages in the Donetsk region, with analysts predicting that further territorial losses could lead to a complete takeover of southern Ukraine. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky has called for reinforcements to bolster defenses in the region, highlighting the urgency of the situation as winter approaches. An Israeli airstrike on the Nuseirat refugee camp in central Gaza has resulted in at least 33 Palestinian deaths, including women and children, with many more injured or missing. This strike targeted a residential area known to house displaced families, leading Palestinian authorities to label it a barbaric and heinous massacre. Eyewitness accounts describe a scene of chaos, with rescue workers struggling to navigate through the rubble in search of survivors amidst plumes of smoke rising from collapsed buildings. The government media office in Gaza condemned the attack as part of a broader Israeli military campaign that has claimed over 44,800 Palestinian lives since its onset in October 2023. This ongoing assault has drawn widespread international condemnation, with humanitarian organizations warning of catastrophic conditions in Gaza due to relentless bombardments and a blockade on aid. Photographs from the aftermath reveal the devastating impact on civilians, particularly children, as medical facilities continue to be overwhelmed by the influx of casualties. The strike occurred just hours after discussions about a potential ceasefire between Israel and Hamas were reported, highlighting the ongoing volatility in the region. That was 7 Days Report. I want to thank you for being here with us all this time. I'm your host, Vasilios Nikolaos Vitsilogiannis. We'll be back in a few hours. Have a nice weekend.